السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. And this is our third lesson named as Harakaat. So in English, when two letters come together, like let's say A and D, so then it will make a word or give a sound like add, and A and S will give as, am, at, and an. And in similarly in Arabic, when fatha or kasra or dhamma comes on top of a letter, then it will give a sound. If this line comes on top of a letter, we will call it fatha. If the same line comes underneath the letter, we call it kasra. In fatha, we will increase the sound. It will kind of give at the end, it will give a sound. And when kasra will come underneath the letter, we will lower the sound and it will kind of give the e sound. And when the letter dhamma comes with the letter dod, this letter dhamma, this is the sign of it, and it will give u sound. Exactly not like u or not exactly like o sound, but it will give u sound. For me, I think it's more closer to the word u when we will put it, like if we look at the words like go or no or some things like that. So o will give little bit different sound. So this dhamma sound, we will round up the lips and it will u sound, which will be, I think, will be more closer to u sound when we will put in spellings. So look at it. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is letter ba and it is coming with fatha. So ba with fatha will give the sound ba. Basically, you can think like this double a sound. The word is ba, and we just have to replace the elongation sound with the fatha kasra sound. So these two a are just making the sound longer. So we are going to replace each time whatever the sign comes. So ba comes with fatha, we will call it ba. We will not make the sound longer. We will not shake it, just like not ba. It's not ba. It's the middle of between these two. Ba fatha will be ba and ba kasra will be b. Ba kasra b. We will just replace the elongation sound with the kasra sound. B. Ba dhamma bu. So I think if I will write with o sound, it will give little bit different sound. For me, it's more closer to u sound, so I will put u there for all the dhamma sound letters. Lam, you see this double a and m just making the sound longer. Lam. So when fatha comes on lam, we will replace this elongation sound with the letter, with the sound of fatha. Lam fatha will be sound la. Lam kasra, we will replace it with kasra sound li. And lam dhamma lu. Very easy. You can see meme. We are going to replace this elongation sound with the sound of the letter. This is meme. Meme with fatha will be ma. Meme kasra mi. Meme dhamma mu. Okay. Maybe for some people o sound is more closer to mu sound. So you can think of o. So but it's not exactly all the time o sound. For some letters o sound is closer, but most of the letters I think u sound will be closer to it. So noon fatha, na. Noon kasra, ni. Noon dhamma, nu. You see this double O and N sound, it is just elongating the sound, so we are going to replace it with fatha kasra dhamma sound. And if I will write this letter with NO sound, for then you will might be replace it, you will call no sound, no, but it's still, you have to remember like what the dhamma sound gives, so that's why I think like U sound is more closer to it. So noon dhamma, nu. Wow, we are going to place wow fatha, wa. Wow kasra, we. Wow dhamma, wu. And one more thing, like these we call in Urdu, we call this fatha like zabar, kasra as zair, dhamma as pesh. Many people remember it like that, Zabar Zayr and Paysh, but in Arabic we call it fatha, kasra and dhamma. Next we move to the letter ya, so it will be ya fatha will be ya, ya kasra yi, ya dhamma yu. Similar to the letter, just like letter u, sometimes for kasra sound it is more closer to the letter I instead of E, but we have to write one letter, so for me most of the time E fits better than I sound. Next, za fatha, za. Za kasra, zi. Za dhamma, zu. We will just replace the double A sound and put the fatha kasra dhamma sound at the end of just Z sound. Similar to that, you know, this W just represents the bold sound. Sometimes you see the spellings will be more like double A, but I will mention it with these spellings just to show that it is a bold sound letter. Za fatha, za. You see, this is also with Z sound. I have explained in first lesson this thing already, so each letter is having individual sound, so I will just make this Z letter different to that one, so that one I will put a line on it just to make sure it looks, the spelling looks different, and you have to remember the sound will be different. Za fatha, za. Za kasra, zi. Za dhamma, zu. Next we move to the letter zal. Zal is very soft letter, so sometimes you will see the spelling like with TH, A and L. Sometimes you will see the spellings like that, but it is just to show that the sound is really soft. So this you have to remember, this Z letter gives a very soft sound, and we are going to replace this elongation sound, this double A and L sound, with whatever the sign comes. So if fatha comes, we are going to replace it with A sound. Zal fatha, za, very soft. Za. Zal kasra, zi. Zal dhamma, zu. So this Z I have put a line underneath it so that the spellings, because the spellings are similar, these spellings, the spelling of these and Z sound, these are similar, so I just mentioned a line underneath it so that you have to remember these spellings actually give different sound than those ones. Next we move to the letter ta. So you see the double A is coming, just to make the word sound, the letter sound little longer, ta, but you have to replace the fatha with a sound. Ta fatha, ta. Ta kasra, ti. I don't think that e exactly give that sound te. When we will write te, it will give the letter sound t, but you have to remember it, ti. Ta dhamma, tu. Okay. Then ta, you see the w is coming. W will just show that the letter is bold, and you have to read it with full of mouth sound. Ta fatha, ta, ta. Your lip shape will be rounded. The spellings will be little different. I will just put a line on this T so that it looks different to that one. Ta fatha, ta, ta kasra, ti, ta dhamma, tu. Okay. Then it's gonna take really big space to fill up like this, to put each letter with, to give it different box. So I have given each letter just one box, so each time you have to think of one sign. 3 signs cannot come each time. In a letter can only come one fatha, kasra or dhamma, or just like one sign will come. So you can see, if we will think of fatha, ha, fatha, ha. This is from the bottom part of the throat. Ha kasra, hi. Ha dhamma, hu. Okay. Now we move to the letter ha. Okay. From the middle part of the throat. Ha fatha, ha. Ha is for this one. This sound is for this one. Ha. So I will put, let's say, a line there, so that this H should look different to you. Ha. This is ha. This is ha. Ha kasra, hi. Ha dhamma, hu. Okay. This is from the middle part of the throat, and this is from bottom part of the throat. And even whenever you will read the transliteration, so you have to look like what type of ha, H is mentioned. So in some Qurans, H with the line underneath it will mention this one. In some Qurans both are the same. H letter will be mentioned, and you have to look at the Arabic first and then the transliteration and see. You have to remember the difference between these two. And this is tha, very soft kind of S sound. In some Qurans it will be S sound, in some translitations it will be TH sound. It's not universal thing. Tha fatha, tha. Tha kasra, thi. Tha dhamma, thu. In fatha, the letter fatha, you can see this ha is mentioned, and at the end of the letter kasra and dhamma, the other ha is mentioned. Okay, so the correct pronunciation of this one is fatha. Fatha, kasra and dhamma. Next, seen. This is a whistling sound. Seen fatha, sa. Seen kasra, si. Seen dhamma, su. Sad. Sad fatha, sa. Sad kasra, si. Sad dhamma, su. Next, the letter ra comes. So the letter ra, ra fatha, ra. Ra kasra, ri. Ra dhamma, ru. So if you will look at the colored Quran, in which the bold sound letters are different than the light sound letters, so you will notice that whenever the raw letter comes with fatha or dhamma on it, it will be given in bold colored letters. Okay, and whenever it will come with kasra, it will be with the light colored letter. So whenever the letter ra comes with kasra underneath, it will be ri. The lip shape will not be rounded. And whenever the ra comes with fatha or dhamma, it will give bold sound. Ra fatha, ra dhamma, ru, and ra kasra, ri. That's for the ra, you have to remember. And qaf fatha, qa, qaf kasra, qi, qaf dhamma, qu. Kaf fatha, ka, kaf kasra, ki, kaf dhamma, ku. Dal fatha, da, dal kasra, di, dal dhamma, du. So you can say this letter is with D sound, and the letter dod, this letter is also D sound. These two letters are not similar at all, but I have mentioned both together. Try to written all the similar sounds together so that you have the more idea what type of difference is it going to be. So the letter ta, dal, and ta, these three letters are from the same spot. This one, these three letters from the same spot. The tip of the tongue will connect to the roots of the front teeth. Ta, dal, ta. And the letter dod is different. Your side of the tongue will connect to the side molars, either left or right, whatever is easier for you. Dod fatha, do, dod kasra, di, dod dhamma, du. You have to remember the difference between these two. These two are very far from each other. Then the letter ayn comes. Ayn is from the middle part of the throat. Sharp sound from the same spot from like ha comes. Ayn fatha, a, ayn kasra, i, ayn dhamma, u. This is more sharper sound. And hamza is from the middle part of the bottom part of the throat. Hamza fatha, a, hamza kasra, e. Basically you can think of just e sound will come, not a. And hamza dhamma, u. Okay, so this alif, in the first lesson I told you like alif, simple alif like this only comes only for elongation purposes, to make the sound long. Where you have to make the letter sound longer, in the next exercises we will learn that alif comes there to make the sound long. And whenever the sign, any sign comes on top of alif, it will give the same sound like hamza. Alif fatha will give the same sound a, alif kasra give the same sound like hamza kasra, e, exactly same, nothing is different at all. And alif dhamma will give the sound u. So basically, because alif, whenever alif will come up with any sign on it, fatha, kasra or dhamma, it will give the exactly same sound like hamza. So that's why whenever alif comes with any sign on it, so instead of calling it alif, we will call it hamza. It will be easier to remember. So instead of calling alif fatha, we can call it hamza, hamza fatha a, hamza kasra e, hamza dhamma u. That's why if you remember in the first session, in the first in the first lesson, I told you like there are 28 sounds in Arabic and 29 letters. So basically alif and hamza give the same sound. So in that sense, this letter does not give any different sound than hamza. So we will take it one letter. So I think the letter jim is missing and kha is missing. So we can just practice from there. If we will put a dot in the bottom, this one will become jim. Jim fatha, ja, jim kasra, ji, jim dhamma, ju. If we will put a dot on top, it will become kha. Kha fatha, kha with kh sound. Kha kasra will be khi. Kha dhamma will become khu. And I think the letter sheen is missing as well, so we will just replace with the 3 dots and it will become sheen. Sheen fatha, then it will be s h sound. Sha, sheen kasra, she, and sheen dhamma, shu. Yes, I hope now we have discussed all the letters, and let's practice some examples. Like there is a word okay, so alif with fatha will sound a, zal kasra will sound zi, noon fatha will sound na. So when as a letter we will read it a, zi, na. So that's why you should practice this exercise with spellings like ba fatha ba, ba kasra bi, ba dhamma bu. Whenever you will get little bit experience, then you should practice without spellings. Ba, bi, bu. Lam fatha la, lam kasra li, lam dhamma lu. Then without spellings, la, li, lu. Similarly, you will practice mim fatha ma, mim kasra mi, mim dhamma mu, ma, mi, mu. So that you should get little bit practice how the words will sound like. A, zi, na, azina. Then let's write another word like alif fatha a, mim fatha ma, ra fatha ra. A, ma, ra, amara, amara. Okay, then we can say ba, kha, and la. Ba with fatha ba, kha kasra khi, lam fatha la. We read this word like bakhila, bakhila. Okay, so azina, amara, bakhila. So we will practice more words in our next exercise. We will have more time. So inshallah, that's it for today. You have to practice these harakats. Inshallah, I will see you in next class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.